right? So this is the functional dependency definition. The functional dependency denoted by x determines y between two set of attributes x and y. X may be a set of attribute and y may be a set of attribute on relation R, right? In last class we discussed by taking one example, and from the table in that relation how to find the functional dependency, all those things we have seen, right? So what is the condition, what is the condition or the rules to find on the functional dependency on the to the table? If t1 of x equal to t2 of x, then t1 of y should be equal to t2 of y, and this x is called as a left hand side functional dependency and y we say it as a right hand side functional dependency. X determines y in a relation schema R, and we have seen on this example, right? SSN, p number, hours, e name, p location. This is the one relation, right? So SSN and p number, set of attribute we consider it as a hex. We can easily determine with the help of SSN and p number, we can determine the hour. In the same way, with the SSN determines e name. Here x is the SSN attribute and y is the e name attribute. Then p number determines p name and p location. X is the single attribute. At the y side we have a set of attributes p name and p location, right? When we going to find the functional dependency on the table, when is that if the attribute is having a multiple values, if the value is repeated, in the attribute, only for that table to that attribute we going to apply a functional dependency, right? For example, in the SSN, if you give 1, 2, 3 and 1, right? So we're going to find the functional dependency for this attribute SSN 1 and 1. If t1 of x is equal to t2 of x, then at the other side y attribute value must be same. That is the rule, right? That is the rule. The value must be same. For example, t1 of x equal to 1, it's t2 of x equal to 1. If t1 of y, if it is something like 20, the t2 of y should be 10, 20, 120 and 120. If the value is changed, the meaning of the relation, the meaning of that attribute of the tuple will be changed. That is what functional dependency. And we have also seen the types of functional dependencies, right? Also seen the types of functional dependencies. So we have 4 types of functional dependencies. One is trivial dependency, second one is the non-trivial dependency, third is multi-value dependency, last one is a transitive dependency. But here we are going to see only 2 types of dependency. One is trivial dependency, second one is the non-trivial dependency, right? So types of dependencies, types of functional dependency, one is trivial, second one is non-trivial, third one is multi-valued, last one is the transitive dependency, right? So what is trivial dependency? A trivial dependency means, for example, if I take the same value here, if I take the same value, like I'll take the relation. In last class we have taken the employee, right? Employee table. So employee ID, employee name, then employee ID, employee name, then salary. We can take salary and the department number and the address, right? So if I give the employee ID as 1, here 2, here it is 3, is 4, right? Here in the employee ID we have given 1, 2, 3, 4. In the employee name we give A, here it is B, here it is C, is D. Okay. Then salary, you can take something like 20K. Then here 30K. Here it is a 20K. Then it is 30. I will give one more value here. Here I will give 5, and just for the sake of example, right? Then you can AB, we can do repeated here. Some value you can do repeated, so that it will be very helpful to understand the concept properly. A, then it is C. Okay, I have given it as something like 40K. Then department number 5, department number 4, then you can do use the repeated value of 5, then you use the repeated value of 4, then it is 3. Okay. Then address something, you give Bangalore, here you say Bangalore, Hubli, okay, here Mysore. This is again you do Hubli. Okay, this is the table. Here in this table, we need to find out the functional dependency, right? In last class, we discussed by taking this example, this relation employee, we have solved some functional dependency, correct? So what is trivial functional dependency? Means the functional dependency, if you're trying to find out what is the condition for functional dependency? If functional dependency X arrow mark, that is determines Y, if T1 dot X should be equal to what? T2 dot X. Then only we can find out, T1 dot Y equal to T2 dot Y. Right. So here I am just taking the X attribute as employee ID and the Y attribute as employee name. X attribute as employee ID, that is I want to find out the functional dependency on employee ID and on the employee name. Okay, here 1A, 2B, 3A, 4B, 5C. Right here in employee ID, we don't have any value is repeated. Any value is not repeated in the employee ID. So easily we can say that this table, this functional dependency, this attribute belongs to what? It's a valid functional dependency. Without applying T1 dot X equal to T2 dot X or T1 dot Y equal to T2 dot Y, we can easily directly we can say that this attribute, this functional dependency EID, name is a what? Functional dependency, valued functional dependency, right? This type of dependency we say it as a trivial dependency. This type of dependency we say it as a trivial dependency. And what is the condition for trivial dependency? X determines X itself. X determines itself nothing but with the help of employee ID, I can easily find out the information of the employee. So employee ID is always determines employee ID. And the same way, all of the attribute employee name determines employee name, salary determines salary, department number determines department, address determines address. With the help of this, we can easily find out. For example, I am taking I am only saying that roll number 15. Again, other side I am asking what is your roll number? Same 15, right? The employee ID. If roll number 15 belongs to some student, for example Ram, right? I am asking again to the same Ram. What is your roll number? Again, he will say it as 15 only. So each employee ID means each attribute determines itself. And second condition is what? For trivial dependency, Y should be subset. Y should be subset of X. Y should be subset of X. right? I'm explaining about the trivial dependency. Okay, this is about trivial dependency, types of dependencies, right? So in trivial dependency, a dependency can determine itself. In second one, y should be a subset of x. If we are taking two attributes in functional dependency, x determines y should be the what? Subset of x. For example here, see at x I am taking like employee id comma employee name, employee id comma employee name. It can easily determine the employee name, or it can determine the employee id. So here employee id is the what? X value. Here employee id is x value, employee id and employee both are x value, and employee name is the what? Y value. So this y is a subset of x. So employee id and employee name, we have the subset. This value is there at the y set, right? And this value is there at the x set, right? This we say it as a, if these two conditions satisfies, that types of dependency we say it as a trivial dependency. Okay, trivial dependency, straight away each and every table, each and every relation is a what? Trivial dependency. Each and every attribute in the relation is a trivial dependency, right? Even though it's having a values, right? It's a trivial dependency. Only if that attribute is having a same value, redundant value, then we going to check the functional dependency on the table. Okay, otherwise we no need of checking the functional dependency to that table. Okay, what is trivial dependency? Trivial dependency is going to, if all the table is a trivial dependency only, right? If that attribute is having a repeated value or redundant value, then only going to check the what? Functional dependency on the table with the help of these rules, right? In this example, right, 1 and 1, if considering the employee id, right, same example, employee id and employee name, this is the I want to find out, right? Earlier, before adding this tuple, before adding this value, it is a what? It's a trivial dependency because there were no repeated value. Now I added the one more attribute value, I added the one more tuple value here, right? It is 1 and a. I am checking the functional dependency on this employee id and the employee name, right? 1 and a. So it's going to compare t1 dot x is what? 1. You're going to compare with 2. No, it is not equal. So it is compared with 3, 1 and 3. No. And 1 and 4. No. 1 and 5. No. And 1 and 1. Now we got the equal value. T1 dot x is what? 1, and T2 dot x is 1. If these two are equal, then the value at the y set should be also equal. For example, here x value is what? 1, and we're going to search the y value as a. Here for second one, for t2 dot x should be equal to t2 dot y. So t2 dot x is what? 1, t2 dot y is what? A. So this is a functional dependency. If in case it is not a same value, b is there, 1 and 1, it is a but it is b, correct? So it is not a functional dependency. It is not a functional dependency. So 1 is a, then 1 is b. What is indicating? Employee 1 is having two names. One name is what? A, second name is b. One name is a and second name is b. That is not possible, right? That is not possible. That is what we're going to check in the non-trivial, right? These two we're going to see in the functional dependency, and multivariate transitive is not there in your syllabus, right? In normal form, we need some information of these two dependencies. At that time, I'll explain that one. Okay, this is regarding the types of functional dependency and the what is dependency.